All right, motherfuckers, Q&A today. So I put a question box on my story from followers, from clients. I've got all of the questions here. We're going to go through, we're going to answer them. It is as simple as that. You might learn something. Remember to like and subscribe. Help your boy get out of the trenches and upgrade from this fucking diabolical chair that I've had for like 30 years. Anyways, let's get into it. So first question from my boy Spiros. Shout out Spiros. Been with me for over a year. Fucking legend. What made you want to become a PT? How did all of that come about? So long story short, when I finished high school, I was enrolled in uni to do a Bachelor of High Performance Sports. I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach for a footy team, for a soccer team. For those who know me, I go for United and clearly go for the Bulldogs. Love sport, love the body, always was fascinated with nutrition, with food, sport, everything like that. As I was playing soccer, so I played MPL1 for 3 to 4 years and I had to retire. Wasn't that fucking decorated to say retire, but I had to stop playing as I suffered stress fractures in my lower vertebrae. One was on the left, and then over time, the right one was compensating. Physio, whatever you want to call him, said, you can either keep playing and run the risk of bulging a disc, slipping a disc. And I was like, I don't want to be Stephen Hawking from the age of 14, so probably not to play, or you can have to quit. So I did, unfortunately. And then part of the rehab was to get into the gym, but it wasn't like bodybuilding training. It was more like plyometrics, like, you know, the fucking gay stuff you see people do on like the Bosu balls. That was me when I was 16, 17. Wasn't for me. Anyways, one day I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to pick up the dumbbells. And I just started curling them like you do. And I felt the pump. And I looked at myself and I was like, wow, like I don't kind of hate how I look with a pump. So like everyone else, you start getting addicted. After I quit soccer, finished school, that sort of period, I was like, man, what the fuck am I going to do with my life? I always loved the coaching aspect of sport, of anything. I did public speaking when I was younger. I've never really been a shy person. I'm sure you can tell I'm an extroverted person. So I was like, fuck. Personal training, I like the gym. I started getting into bodybuilding, high performance sport, personal training. It's kind of coaching in itself. So I did my PT certs, started working, started really strong. I got up to like 25, 30 clients within my first 3-4 months. Really liked it, really liked the coaching aspect. I liked getting up early. I liked the routine. I liked helping people. People would listen to me because I was confident. I was outgoing. I'm very good with people, making them laugh. And then slowly started posting on social media, started growing the online side, and now we're here. But yeah, holy fucking yap fest. Was it like 3 minutes? But yeah, that's the story of how I got into coaching, personal training, etc. All right, next one from my boy Joseph. Shout out Joseph, one of the boys as well. Been on board for about 3 weeks, absolutely killing it. Why do you think social media has overcomplicated fitness, bulking, cutting, exercises, and unrealistic transformations? It's just a money grab, man. Everyone knows how to exercise. Everyone knows roughly how to eat healthy, but if it was so simple, no one would profit off it, right? That's why I pride my coaching and my services off no bullshit. It's not really anything that people don't know. Obviously, yes, there is the intricate parts of dieting and fitness and all that sort of stuff that people want to pay for, but it's the accountability. It's getting people over the line and they know they're not going to do it themselves. So paying someone who's hopefully a good bloke or someone who can drop some knowledge as well is going to help them. But as far as social media, man, it's all just a money grab. You are always going to find what you don't understand more interesting. You're always going to want to learn about it more. For example, people talking about the function of the lats, this, that, the next thing, like just pull the thing down, man, right? But again, when you don't understand something, you're going to be more inclined to, I guess, ask for more, learn for more. Not that learning's a bad thing, but when it comes to social media and overcomplicating it, everyone knows what to do, man. Sometimes, yes, you want to learn more, but when you get so caught up in majoring in the minors, and it's another thing I pride myself on, is just keeping it fucking simple. You are going to go so much harder and put more passion and effort into something that you understand and that you know that you're confident with, rather than all these fucking studies from 4 years ago when they did a study on untrained individuals and taking horse tranquilizer. Like, no one cares, right? These unrealistic natural transformations, all these different exercises, it is literally as simple that it's a fucking money grab, man. Not for me personally. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Ask my clients, ask my mates, ask my family. The way I am on social media is the way I am in real life. And touch wood, that is probably the main reason why I'm able to coach people for a living, because people connect with me very well and I'm just raw, no bullshit, no nonsense. But yeah, good question. Next one from former client Amir. Shout out Amir. How do I get rid of looking bloated, waking up every morning looking full? So bloating is one of those things where there's a lot of factors that can go into it. A lot of the time, people are sensitive to foods that they don't even realize. It could be something as simple as dairy, as gluten, bread, even some protein powders with the ingredients, again, lactose in general. So the first thing I would address and what I would do for a client is process of elimination. find out when you do get bloated, if it's after a specific meal, and then look at the ingredients in that meal. If it's protein oats, it could be the milk you use if you're sensitive. It could be the whey you use if you're sensitive to lactose. It could be the oats and the fiber. So many things. It could be the berries. It could be the honey you put in there. So slowly taking out the foods that you think are causing it. It's almost like a little lab experiment. Your own little lab rat, as I like to say. And if you're doing that, and you're still bloated, then it could be maybe too much sodium, maybe not enough potassium, maybe not drinking enough water, maybe having too much or too little fiber. Okay, so number one, process of elimination, get rid of foods that you think are causing it. Number two, make sure we're getting in at least 4 to 6 liters of water a day. Make sure we're getting in enough potassium as well, which is why I'm a big believer of using light salt. Really good to get the potassium levels up. You don't get that puffy look in your face as well. Again, go through all of those things. There's almost like a checkpoint, a checklist, and it's a process of elimination from there. Hopefully that helps. Next question is the best way to bulk. In very simple terms, if you can't see your abs or your dick or you don't have any veins, you should not even have the word bulk in your vocabulary. Even the word bulk I don't like, because you should be in shape year round. You should be able to do a 6 to 10 week cut and look good and look lean to go on the beach. If you need to cut for more than 6 to 10 weeks, you are too fat. Simple as that. We know that the heavier you get, the higher body fat you get as well. Your body is not in a good position to build muscle. All right, especially for the natural boys, you want to get as lean as possible, stay there, reverse the food up slowly, sit in a 100 to 300 calorie surplus, staying lean, keeping activity high, progressing in the gym. You can then add muscle to your frame and stay lean. Hence why I'm a big believer in aggressive cuts to get the fat off as quick as we can, so you can like how you look and literally just stay lean and add mass to your frame. Best way to bulk from there, okay? Good guideline for your macros to bulk as well is 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. I like the lower approach. 0.3 to 0.5 grams of fat. Fat's obviously for the hormones, but I do think they're a bit overrated in a bodybuilding aspect. But again, high enough to make sure your dick still works, and then fill the rest with carbs. Maturing is realizing carbohydrates are the key to muscle growth. You're going to be more full in terms of glycogen storage. You're going to be cognitively better. Your brain's going to be firing more. You're going to have more energy. And those carbohydrates are getting supplied to your training. All the boys who have worked with me now, past, present, future will know. Carbohydrate sandwich. I am the training window, pre-workout, post-workout, and then intra-workouts down here. You want like 60% of that overall intake in and around this window where your body's utilization of them is peak. All right, best way to bulk. All right, next one. What's your way to accurately measure weight in terms of a bulk? I don't like going by weight. Again, similar to the question before with bulking. Most people are too fat anyways. I don't like to measure a bulk in terms of weight. I like to measure it in terms of training progression, how the physique is looking, because ultimately no one cares how much you weigh. If you look sick, you're not going up to no one's coming up to you and going, wow, how much do you weigh? They're going, who's your coach? Are you on gear? What's your training split? Detach yourself, and this goes for fat loss too. Detach yourself from the scale. It doesn't mean anything. You are not defined by a $10 machine you bought from Kmart, okay? When it comes to bulking and weight gain, if you are gaining more than 300 grams a week, you're getting fat. If you gain half a kilo a week, over the course of a month, that's 2 kilos. Over the course of 6 months, that is 12 kilos. Now ask yourself, do you build 12 kilos of muscle in that time? No fucking chance. You'll be lucky if it's 2 kilos. Think of it like this. The slower you gain weight, albeit training recovery is in order and in check, that weight you gain has a high percentage of being muscle mass. And you have to inevitably cut. You can't just bulk for the rest of your life and turn into fucking Gorlock, all right? Or the chicks that think they're 10s. The only thing that is a 10 is their fucking weight times 50, all right? The slower you can gain weight, it is much more reliable to look at that data and be like, it's probably muscle mass, okay? Next one is, how do you track calories when out or at a restaurant on a bulk? You're never going to know exactly. This is where calorie banking and your coach giving you a nice, prescribed plan on days of events to follow. I know for my boys, I'll have their training day, their rest day, meal plans. I also have a calorie banking day. So if they have a 50th, if they have a wedding, if they know they're going out with their missus or their mates, they will follow that specific calorie banking meal plan, which is obviously lowering calories to accommodate that off-plan meal. But when it comes to restaurants, man, obviously your food choices, like keep it smart. Try and avoid the fried stuff. If you can't avoid the sauces that come with it, they're just empty calories. Stick to a lean protein, some veg, a bit of carb, etc. I always like to leave, depending on where I'm going, at least anywhere from 600 to 1,000 calories banked, just so I know I'm not going too far over my calories. All right, next one, Mr. Daniel, who's been with me for a while. World Cup picks. To be honest, I don't really follow football, soccer, anymore, or as much, I should say. I still follow it. I'm still a United fan, but I don't follow it as much. Probably France or fucking Africa, West Africa. Half of those cunts aren't even French, but it'd be mad to see Australia make the round of 16 or even the 8. That's my pick. All right, next one from my boy Ishrak, who is on board as well. Another man killing it. Why do you go to the gym first thing in the morning? Does it make you more productive in the day compared to doing it later? Pretty much. Also with my schedule, and for anyone that knows me, I'm very much a morning person. I really like to get everything done that needs to be done and then move on to the essential stuff like work, etc. For me, doing it in the morning, man, it's just easier. I wake up, I go for a walk, I eat, I'm at the gym. By 9:30, 9 o'clock, I'm home. I can spend the next 6 to 10 hours at my desk working away. I definitely do feel more productive. I found when I would work in the morning from 5 a.m. to about midday, then I'd go train. All I'd be thinking about during that work block is training. So getting it out of the way, you're also less likely to skip it. We all know when you're like, yeah, I'll go after. You're not fucking going, no chance. Definitely prefer training in the morning. You also start the day on a high. No one ever felt bad after going to the gym. You come home, endorphins are flowing, you slap your post-workout meal, and then you can get into the day. So if you're not already, I definitely recommend training in the morning if obviously life, family, work schedule allows it. All right, next one coming from Mr. Ard. He just did his form review. You better fucking watch it. What actually is insulin sensitivity and why is it beneficial? All right, so I could go out on a limb here and pretty much start talking like a scientist. I want to try and keep it really, really simple. So the role of insulin in your body, it is a hormone. And its role, in very simple terms, is to push nutrients to your body. So the food you eat, okay, it comes in, insulin's in there, it's determining whether it goes to fat or muscle gain, okay? Very simple. The higher body fat you are, the body does not, let's say, operate as efficiently. So this is why I always preach bulking from a lean state. Because when you're eating all these calories to bulk when you're already fat, your insulin sensitivity is not that great. You're leaning towards the opposite, which is insulin resistant. So the calories and nutrients you're eating, insulin's like, fuck you, you've disrespected me, you've made me fat, here, I'm putting it to fat gain. Whereas the leaner you get, insulin's like, all right, thanks for looking after me. I'm gonna push it more towards muscle growth. In terms of beneficial, it's who wants to get fat? No one. We wanna stay lean and get bigger. So think of your body as protecting insulin, all right? Insulin is your child. You take care of it by staying lean and not eating like a fat dickhead. And in return, insulin's like, all right, mad cunt, thanks for stroking it for me. I'm going to do what you want. Very simple terms, okay? Very simple terms. Next one from my boy Junior. Shout out Junior, 10 kilos down in about 12 weeks. What's 3 things, bro, you want to succeed before the end of this year? Fuck, I actually got to think about that one. Number one, I definitely say growing my business 100% more than I already have, getting to 50 boys and girls on the team. We're striving for it. Number 2, probably more financial. I obviously won't say it on here, but getting to, a bracket where I would never even thought of was possible, and touch wood, I'm on track to do it thanks to people like you guys who watch my videos and support my stuff and all my clients past and previous and now. Definitely hit that bracket. That's a goal I've set for myself. And number 3, I want to succeed before the end of this year. 500 subscribers on YouTube. There we go. That's the 3rd one. What's your take on peptides, GHKCU, Retta, etc.? All right, so for anyone that watches my content, I think for 99% of people, they'd be better off sticking to probably the best peptide of all, which is a calorie deficit, and stop being a fucking idiot. There you go, bonus 2. My take on it, man, yeah, like obviously they work, people get results from them, etc. But why? Like, why not do it naturally first? Why not run any risk on your body and still get the result? Yes, it's glamorous. Yes, it's cool because it's in a fucking vial and you can take it, inject it orally, whatever. But for me, man, I rather do things naturally. Again, unless you have a goal of competing and competing properly, you should not even think about gear or peptides for that matter. Next one, have you noticed any changes since carb cycling? 100%. I'll put some photos on screen now. The photo on the left is at the end of my cut. Decently lean, but very flat. I think that was like 1600. Literally less than like 120 grams of carbs a day. Now I'm eating just under 2,900 calories, 440 grams of carbs training day. And then on my rest days, I do like to drop the carbs more. So the way I like to split up my training and rest days is training days, I eat about 2,900 calories. I'll put all the macro splits on screen. Really high carb, especially like I said before, in that little training sandwich, carb sandwich window. And then on my rest days today, actually, hence why I've got this right here. Fuck the second one, I look like a fiend. I go down to 2250 calories. So about a 500, 600 calorie difference. I do take a similar approach with my clients. Bulking, cutting, maintaining. I do think cycling carbs is good, not only for bodily functions and physique development, but mentally too. You know that because you are eating more on a certain day, you want to get the most out of it because you have the luxury of eating more food. Hence why the training days are higher in calories, specifically from carbs. Really making sure we get into the gym mentally like, all right, I've got 400 grams of carbs in my system. I have no excuse to not progress. It does help a bit mentally, I've found, as well as bodily as well, and just physique in general. Really helps to keep me lean. I'm literally about 1.5 to 2 kilos heavier from end of my cut to now. I'm substantially bigger, I'm substantially stronger, and I've kept pretty much the same body fat. So definitely recommend carb cycling. Next one, Antonio, my man, when you feel like throwing in the towel, what truly keeps you going? Bit of a cliche, there's two answers. The first one is the fear of losing and failing. Anyone that wants to make something of themselves in this life, or anyone for that matter, man, girl, boy, fucking gear stick or blue hair, towel, whatever. The fear of losing and the fear of, waking up one day and like, wow, like I gave up, that kind of keeps me going. It's almost like the self-pride thing, like I don't want to lose. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a very bad loser. So it's kind of that ongoing battle with yourself that, all right, I want to go to bed today and know that I did everything in my power to wake up tomorrow and be in a better position, whether that's relationship with my missus, whether that's my family, whether that's me as a coach, whether that's me in the gym, whether that's how good I ate, I slept, my supplements, everything. I think everyone should have their own internal battle, but not in terms of battle, almost like a competition that you're trying to beat yourself every day. Now, you do that long enough, you eventually win and you stop being complacent, you start striving for more. The second thing that keeps me from throwing in the towel is just having faith in God, man. You don't need to be super religious and stuff and go to church. Like, you got these people like, oh, you're religious, you don't go to church. Yeah, but the same people that go to church rape fucking kids, so go figure, right? That'll probably get banned. Anyways, but having faith and knowing that I'm in this position for a reason, that God wouldn't put me anywhere that I couldn't handle, that was too much for me. As much as it feels like that in the time when you're at breaking point, knowing that, okay, you're here for a reason, it gives you good clarity, it gives you good closure. I've got God tatted all over my fucking body, man. Like, I've gotten really big into my faith the last 3, 4, 5 years. Always believed in God, but never really followed it religiously. But now running a business, being a partner, being a son, friend, or whatever, being almost that father figure and mentor figure for all the boys I have on the team as a coach, it really gives you that clarity, like, all right, like you were here for a reason, no matter what setback you get, and also how to deal with victory and how to deal with succeeding, to not get cocky. That is something that I used to struggle with, that I'd be good at something or succeed and I'd let it get to my head. Being humble, being a nice person. I just think everyone would benefit from having God in their life. So there's your answer. If you could only give one piece of advice for someone trying to lose weight, what would it be? Is acknowledge the fact that you're going to fuck up. I feel like a lot of people, myself included, and heaps of boys and girls I've worked with, don't give it their 100% because of fear of losing and fear of fucking up on their diet. I say this to every single client of mine, past, present, and they'll know what I'm about to say. You only truly lose when you fuck up, or when you give up, I should say. If you could only give one piece of advice to someone trying to lose weight, what would it be? Acknowledge that you're going to mess up, that you're going to fuck up. And to all my clients, past and present, you know exactly what I'm going to say. You only truly lose when you give up. People put so much pressure on themselves to be perfect. And yes, that's great. But you'd be much more better off having perfection and having failure, being somewhere here in the middle. You don't need to be on either end of the spectrum, because when you put so much pressure and expectation of yourself, you're going to fail, man. Like, a birthday's going to come up. Your missus or your boyfriend's going to want to go out to dinner. Your parents are going to make something. Your missus' parents are going to make something that you can't stick to, obviously, on your meal plan. People let that pretty much push them over to the edge, and they go in this all or nothing mindset, and they spend the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, honestly, being nowhere. Being good 85% of the time is going to get you further than being 100% for 3 days and then 0% for 4 days, okay? Understand you're going to make mistakes. It is what you do after the fuck up that matters. Next question, best advice for people with a bad relationship with food, how to have an off-plan meal if need be and not completely black out and eat everything just because you went off plan, how to rewire your brain to not attach the two actions together. This is a gun question and something a lot of people struggle with, myself included. With food, one thing that's really opened my eyes to, I guess, making that relationship healthier is looking at food as a privilege and not looking at it as this, oh my God, it's food, it's amazing. Yeah, food is a privilege and a luxury. It's not something to take advantage of. Looking at food as fuel to nourish you. Again, going back to that relationship with God and being faithful, that God blesses us with food. Now, you are doing him a disservice if you eat like a fucking fat, gluttonous pig every single time food is put in front of you. So instead of looking at, a cheese board or a meat platter and, oh my God, I need to eat all of it. Understand, he's blessed you with the ability to eat that thing. Now, you are doing yourself and him a disservice by completely going balls to the wall and just eating everything in sight. Food is fuel. Food nourishes you. Food makes you feel better. It gives you energy to live your life, brings people together. When you start looking at food as sort of that thing that it's like, wow, I'm so lucky to have this, rather than, oh, fuck it, it's there, bro, I might as well. You stop and think sometimes the next time you get temptations to binge, like, is that going to benefit my body? No. Is that going to make me train better tomorrow? No. Is that going to ruin my digestion? Yes. So slowly, you start looking at food as a benefit, as a luxury, as something that you're so lucky to have. When you're lucky to have something, take gold, for example. Gold is valuable because not everyone has it. If everyone had gold, the value wouldn't be as precious as it is. The same thing with food. People out there are struggling to fucking eat. People out there would kill to get a fucking zinger burger. So when you start reframing your brain to think of food as, wow, like, I'm lucky enough to have this. I'm lucky enough to have the choice between having beef mince or chicken one day. I'm lucky enough to be able to buy this healthy organic food. You slowly start rewiring your brain to look at food as like, wow, like I am blessed to have this. All right. In terms of how to have an off-plan meal if need be and not black out and eat everything, the same thing. Preparation as well. Calorie banking throughout the week, getting all your water in, your steps, your training, all nutrition unlocked. So then come that week, you have 1,500 calories to spend because you've banked. You train that day. You've drinking heaps of water. So now you can go there, enjoy the meal guilt-free, and get back on track the next day. Simple as that. How did you meet your girlfriend and why is she the best? Well, take a pick who asked this question, but how I met my girlfriend, very simply, as I started posting on TikTok, I was actually at the gym and I got a notification that people liked my video because I had a video hit the For You page and it popped off. And I never ever go on my phone at the gym only to change my music and to log my weights. Anyways, I saw Alana's TikTok profile and I'll be honest, I was like, wow, she's fucking hot. Followed her. Anyways, went back and did my set, followed me back. And I was like, oh, fuck, I see where we're going. Anyways, we messaged that same day. We met up. She lived like 2 minutes away from my work. It was like 10 p.m. She was coming back from the movies with her friend. I was driving home from work, and where her house is, it kind of crosses paths for me to go home from my old job. And I rang her. Yeah, I'm that fucking guy. And I was like, can I come see you? I know, fuck, the nuts on this bloke, right? Long story short, that was on the 4th of July. Best day of my life because that's when we first met. And we have seen each other pretty much every single day from that day, the 4th of July to 2024 at 10:59 p.m. to the date, to the number, to the time. And why is she the best? Well, you know what, Alana, I'm going to glaze you. You are the best because you make me feel comforted. I feel like a lot of men have this facade up where it's like, no, I don't need a fucking chick, bro. Like, they just slow me down. When you get a good chick that supports you and that believes in you more than you believe in yourself, you literally feel indestructible. And if you're like, no way, you're probably single, fat and broke. So this isn't for you. But for all the boys watching this, all girls with their boyfriend and partner, you look at them and you're like, you know what? Like, I don't feel like doing X thing today, but I'm going to do it for them. It gives you that extra layer of push, that extra layer of motivation, that extra layer of, I'm not just doing this for my life now, I'm doing it for them as well. So there you go. You better make me a fucking yoga bowl tonight. What is your current training split? So for me at the moment, it's kind of an upper lower push pull legs hybrid. Day 1's upper body, which is chest, back, shoulders, arms. Day 2 is leg day, which is a bit more quad focused. And I do some rear delts at the start as well. Day 3, I rest after leg day. You'll feel much better. Thursday or day 3 is a push day where it's a bit more shoulder dominant, but I still hit a bit of chest. And I actually do arms. Day 5 is a pull day, but there's no arms. It's just posterior. So I do chuck a bit of legs in there too. Easy way to get the frequency up. And then the next day and final day, day 6, is a shoulder and arm day. 2 bicep, 2 tricep, 2 side delt. And then a forearm. And then day 7, I rest. And I do cardio 4 or 5 days a week. 20 minutes, 12 incline, 5 speed on the incline treadmill. And my steps are 8 to 12K every single day. All right, and that wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching. I really, really do like making these YouTube videos. So any videos you want to see in the future, please leave below. I'm open to anything. I'm actually looking at buying a mic too, so I can do some mic'd up sessions and obviously make the quality of the videos better. But yeah, any videos you guys would like to see, you know to leave them or let me know on Instagram, DM, or whatever it is, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, fags.